Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. Do you actually find yourself mumbling when you record by yourself? I know that doesn't happen.
Sorry, hello, by the way.
Oh, I'm Denis.
I'm Oisin. We're Windmill Slam. This is Between Rounds. Thank you for
the
joining
world's
us.
third most favourite folk tribute podcast.
Is that a reference to Fly the Conchords?
Sure is.
I appreciate it.
Do you find yourself mumbling more when you record alone?
Well, you'd have to ask the audience. Yeah, no, I definitely do. I just talk less loudly, more quieter. That doesn't sound like a word to me.
No, it doesn't. More quietly. I run into an issue where, because I'm just thinking aloud and no one's, responding to me, I'll stop and think, have I been talking for the past 3 minutes? And because I don't remember any of it, and I'll be like,
maybe I was just sitting in silence.
But I'm like, I was probably talking, right? Because otherwise, the entire video would just consist of this, which is no fun for anybody. But so far, I haven't accidentally stopped talking.
No, I haven't noticed it anyway.
And I hope it continues that way. Anyway, what big happened since the last time we did one of these?
Well, let's take a look at our notes, shall we? We have notes. So the biggest thing, and the reason we are here today, is Modern Masters 2.
The creation of the universe. Okay.
That happened on Tuesday.
Modern Masters 2.
Modern Masters 2 came out
last Friday in paper, and 3 hours ago,
to be honest, so as far as I can tell, nobody cares that Modern Masters 2 is dropped in paper. Like,
really?
The drafts are super expensive if you can find somewhere that's running them.
That is, we do live in Ireland.
That's fair. Okay, to be fair, the people I've been talking about would be people I know.
Yeah, and I can't find a draft here for less than €35.
Yeah,
€30.
Yeah,
which is $5,000 US.
Yeah,
no, it's like $40.
And most of my drafts, I'd pay £7 into.
Yeah, most of my paper drafts I would play exactly £0 into because I never play. But thankfully for me, about 3 hours ago or so, it dropped on Magic Online,
which I think is a lot more interesting to me because I played it. We played a ton of Modern Masters 1.
We played a fair amount. Yeah,
we played
that was before we started this, though.
Yeah, we just drafted Giants. Remember Giants? Remember Cloud Goat
Ranger? Remember Thalids?
Thalids. That was a fun deck.
I love Thalids, but
I was a big fan of the Blue White Artifacts deck in that format.
So we've now done one Modern Masters draft.
We have, and I was skeptical.
It's going to go up before this podcast goes up, so it's okay to say that we 3-0'd easily.
Yeah, wow, we 2-0'd and then...
our opponent didn't turn up in the finals.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
It's never happened to me before. In the finals, anyway. I've had it happen in early rounds.
It was awesome. It sucks for the video.
But 6 free packs,
But you were skeptical at first. You looked at the spoilers, sort of.
I vaguely knew what was in it. I didn't look at the spoiler in a limited context. I didn't kind of go through and be like, well, what are the draft archetypes? I was mostly looking for cards I wanted for Modern.
Right.
And from that end, I was largely quite disappointed. Not that they didn't reprint cards that needed reprinting, sure, but it's just every time they do this kind of thing with a limited print run, it just seems to make things worse.
I couldn't give two shit because I don't play Constructed.
Yeah.
So I was looking at it for limited, and I looked at it a bit more than you did, and it's much less linear looking than Modern Masters 1.
Modern Masters 1 did have the criticism of once you see what 2 colours are open, you know exactly what archetype you're in, and there's not a lot of decisions involved.
I guess, but I mean, that happened in... You know what people didn't complain about, which I found interesting? People love Return to Ravnica.
Yeah.
That was the same, except there's only 5 archetypes. No one's playing Boros in Triple RTR draft.
Oh, I did.
How did that work out?
You draft all of the fencing aces and all of the madcap skills, and you have a fun time.
There's no madcap skills.
Madcap skills. No, madcap skills was in Ravnica.
Nope, Gatecrash.
Was it?
Pay €20 right now. It was in
No, I think you're right.
Damn it!
There was an auras build you could do in Triple RTR.
Sure.
With red white, where you go. I think it played like Ethereal Armors, and
there's the red one. The red blue is it one that gives the plus Pursuit Flight.
Pursuit of Flight.
Pursuit of Flight.
So you could do a red white auras build.
What I mean is, people loved Return to Ravnica. That is quite a beloved set.
It was still linear.
It largely has 5 paths, and now
the issue is in Return to Ravnica, you had the guild cards, sure, and then the monocolored cards could slot into whichever guild you were looking at. So even once you picked the guild, you did have options.
Sure, but I don't.
Whereas say I'm playing Modern Masters 1. Green white was Thalids. White blue was artifacts.
There's no overlap.
But the white cards that went in the artifacts deck didn't go in the Thalids deck. They didn't go in the whatever the other white decks were, the Rebels deck. They just didn't. It was even more limiting because your archetype was as important as your colors.
I hadn't thought about that, but I guess you're right. The cards don't really cross over, whereas something like what's a good card from Return to Ravnica? Blade Splicer. Not Blade Splicer. What's the Splatterthug? Splatterthug was good in Rakdos, but was also fine in Izzet.
Yep.
You know? And I guess that makes it feel a little more flexible, but the fact that that's the big complaint people have about Modern Masters 1 is, it was so linear, so pigeonholy.
I enjoyed it as a format quite a bit.
I don't remember anyone having that complaint about RTR.
People really didn't. That was the thing.
If you're someone who had that complaint, let us know in the comments, but I don't think anyone had that.
RTR didn't feel linear, that was the thing. Modern Masters did.
But it's linear.
It's archetypes more than... Like, even when you're drafting certain colours, like, you can like, two colour pairs in Ravnica still had different directions you could go.
I guess you could have a more aggressive flying Azorius deck or a more controlling one.
Exactly.
Whereas most fairy decks look pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But there's still twice as many decks. Even if you assume each guild has two types of
Yeah, I mean,
modes.
That's the thing. There's twice as many decks, but they're all just, this is the deck.
Yeah, there's more interesting decisions to be made during the draft, whereas if you're like, I'm drafting fairies, you're like, okay, well, there's a Dream Spoiler.
There's a fairy. I take it.
I guess. The other big deal about Modern Masters, which is
not an issue online.
Yeah, which is therefore of zero concern to me at all.
It's just that it's mildly interesting and could make good podcast content.
Yeah, is the packaging.
The packaging
is apparently a pile of shit.
So yeah, what they've done, for those of you who aren't familiar, they've, on only the English printings of Modern Masters 2015, have replaced your regular foily packaging that you all know and love and seals in the lovely smell with a cardboard
box. Pretty much just a box.
Yeah, it looks like something that Sweets would come in. Like,
it looks something like Nerds or something will come in.
Yeah.
I need to apologise to you because you said before that they were trial running it on Modern Masters, and I said I thought it was going to be in place. It is a trial run, you're correct. So Oranges won't have it, I assume.
Did you say Oranges?
I said Origins.
I heard Oranges.
Well, let's play the tape back. Please don't play the tape back.
Okay.
So apparently it leaves enough room for the... Two issues. It leaves enough room for the cards to rattle around in. Three issues, actually. Which means cards seem to be coming out kind of damaged a lot.
Like, you know when you've been playing with your cards for the term is boxed edges.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes from, you keep your cards in a box. But you get like slightly whitened around the very edges of the card. That just happens from general rattling about inside of boxes, and that's what these packages are. This particular pack is doing to the Modern Masters cards.
Issue number 2. Well, that's especially important because some of these cards are very, very expensive.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a full Tarmogoyf in there, you don't want to come in out slightly played.
Now, to be fair, Wizards will generally replace it.
That's going to be a lot of replacements if they're all coming out like that.
That's true.
That's issue number 1. What you're hearing in the background, I believe, is my cat eating his dinner.
That's fine. That adds some character, a little bit of flavour.
Yeah, it's a homegrown podcast.
So issue number 2 is that it seems to be quite easy, if Reddit is to be believed, to open the pack, remove the cards, put whatever the hell else you want inside, and reseal them.
So if you open a Joker, call Wizards.
Yeah. Or like a 3 from Uno. So apparently what you're supposed to do is if you heat them a bit, you can then cut open the glue tab, pull it open without breaking the rip seal, take out all the cards, take your Goyf, run away with it, stick some rocks in there, reseal it, and put it back on eBay or back on the Walmart shelf.
Yeah.
You're not going to heat it if you're going to do it at Walmart. You just want to have to cut it. But people do that in Walmart and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Now, this seems to be pretty easy. And it means that buying packs from even an LGS that isn't that reputable is a bit dicey.
Yeah.
Which has always been the case to an extent, but this seems to be a bigger problem.
You're going to see the seedy ones. It's easier to be seedy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
issue number 3 is with the printer. For this product, Wizards use their supplementary product printer, I suppose you call them.
Yeah,
they're the ones that print Commander and I think Conspiracy and stuff like that. And people complain that those cards have a slightly different kind of glossy, kind of faker feel. Whatever.
I've never noticed.
But also, they seem to be pretty rife with errors.
And that hasn't something we've been noticing in like Commander products or Conspiracy, but Modern Masters 2, for some reason, you're getting a lot of the color blotch errors
and the crimped edges and stuff.
So yeah, I mean, all in all, a lot of problems. I think I feel like Wizards are just going to have to say, yeah, this packaging thing was a mistake.
Do you think if you're Wizards right now and you have solutions to some of these problems, say, right? You're like, okay, you come in to whoever's in charge of Wizards.
I don't know who the CEO is.
I don't know who the CEO. Anyway, and you're like, hey, we got the packaging sorted. How long do you wait before you trial run it again? I mean, a minimum they're going to have to wait, a year.
I feel like it's the next supplemental product. I don't think you run it on an actual expert level expansion.
I think it was a mistake to run it on such supplemental, sure, but it's such a high value,
that's the
high
issue.
monetary value Not as high as some people would have liked, but high monetary value product. Like, if you run it on your dual decks, nobody gives a shit.
Well, your dual decks don't.
I guess it would have to be conspiracy.
Something like a conspiracy, or it would go perfectly on some sort of on 3.
Yeah, I hope on 3 comes in brown paper and shoestring.
Yeah, unpacked.
Oh, nice! Copyright. That's how copyright law works, right?
Yeah, you just yell copyright into a microphone. If Wizards ever makes on 3 open bracket, unpacked, close brackets, they owe me at least 50% of the profits.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
So while we're on Modern Masters 2015, not 2.
I think it is. The set symbol is MM2.
I think that's just shorthand. I think it's Modern Masters 2015 edition.
It is, yeah.
Anyway, you said earlier you were skeptical of it.
As a draft form.
Now that you've played it, what do you think? You've
Admittedly,
only played it once,
tiny sample size. I really enjoyed that draft.
It was a lot of fun. We only got to play 2 rounds. It's still a good time.
Yeah, the deck felt synergistic but not pigeonholed.
Mm-hmm.
We were concerned. I mean, go watch the videos if you haven't. But we were quite concerned, which are up on Windmill Slam MTG on YouTube. We were concerned that we weren't getting enough artifacts, so we sort of moved towards this just general blue-white tempo build, and then picked up a few artifacts in Pack 3. And ended up with sort of a hybrid between like a blue-white tempo deck and with some artifact synergies.
We had quite a few artifacts, to be fair.
We played 11 artifacts. Not a lot of artifact synergies.
No.
Fairy Mechanists.
2 Fairy Mechanists, 2 of those... The 3/2 flyer for 6 with affinity for artifacts.
Yeah, one of the 3/4 that gets +1/+1 and unblockable when you play an artifact.
Glowdust Hulk.
Yeah, and
a Frogmite.
A Frogmite. So a little bit of nice little artifact synergy.
I mean, we could have just drawn that half-bar deck a lot.
Exactly.
But what were really the MVPs for me were the Aethercast Knights.
Yeah.
They were sick.
The Aethercast Knights. You might have noticed that we were a big fan of the Aethercast Knights.
You've seen the thumbnail for the video we're talking about. It's pretty great.
We love our Aethercast Knights. I didn't get to go into it properly on the video, but I mentioned the flavour of Aethercast Knight.
Yeah, I didn't know. I think I do know. I think you might have already told me about this.
I heard this a little while ago, and I thought it was just really cool. So
did you see it on Reddit?
I think I may have done.
That means I might have seen it because it's in the back of my head.
It's in the back of your head. So Aethercast Knight is, for those of you who don't know, blue-white, artifact creature, human knight, exalted, 1/3, right? Mm-hmm. And somehow that oozes flavour. So the idea is Bant was during Alara Block. Bant was all the knights. All the knights were from Bant, and all of the knights except for Rafik, I believe, were 2/2s. A lot of them had exalted. That was kind of the Bant mechanic, but they were all 2/2s. Every knight was a 2/2. And so the idea being, they're knights. They run into battle. They fight. They kill each other. Mm-hmm. If they've got support, they can take another knight down. Okay, so that's the basic Bant knights. Bant is blue, white, green. Mm-hmm. Esper is blue, white, black. So they share blue, white. Esper is all about artifacts, artifact creatures, coloured artifacts. That's Esper's theme, right? So what happens is in Alara Reborn, where Aethercast Knight is from, all the planes come together.
Okay.
And the Aethercast are a group of knights from Bant who arm themselves with Ethereum from Esper and become part artifact.
Okay.
So now he's an artifact creature human knight with exalted. So he's combining. He's a coloured artifact and he's got exalted. He's combining the mechanics of Bant and Esper. Mm-hmm. And he's also now a 1/3. So he now can't kill a Bant knight on his own, but a Bant knight won't kill him. He's tougher. He's gotten, he's adapted to survive. And his flavor text says, "We cut ourselves and steal every day. What is Ethereum but the next logical step?" Just really cool.
So he's evolving.
He's an evolving knight. He's blended with the Esper in order to presumably fight Grixis, because Grixis seems to be the bad guy.
The bad guy, right?
Yeah.
That is pretty nice. That's a nice...
and it's very clean. It's
marriage of flavour and mechanics.
I thought it was done very, very well.
So we're probably going to be doing a decent amount of Modern Masters on our channel.
Yeah.
The only kind of issue is it's pretty prohibitive cost-wise.
Yeah, I mean, if we just keep winning 6 2/2s...
That'd be pretty good, yeah.
We can just do it forever.
So that's the current plan.
I mean, you can also open money cards. Like, we also opened the Daybreak Coronet, which we took, even though it doesn't do anything in the format.
Not at all.
But it's
6 tickets.
6 tickets. So, nothing wrong with that.
Again, continuing our Modern Masters 2 theme, this is currently going to be the biggest weekend in Magic the Gathering history.
Well, yeah.
Right?
I mean, they launched the game once, but I mean,
they launched the game out of the back of some dude's car.
Yeah.
It's not like
GP Las Vegas.
GP Las Vegas. The largest Magic the Gathering event ever.
Yeah. By quite a large margin.
Yeah,
it's now 2 Grand Prix.
Yeah, it's 7,800 or so, I think.
It was capped at 10,000. Like,
it's not going to hit it.
No, it started today. It can't hit it.
Today being Thursday, by the way.
Yeah.
They tweeted a picture of a bunch of packs lined up. It's just monstrous.
Yeah.
It's this huge, never-ending, well, ending at some point, but very long line of just stacks upon stacks of Modern Masters 2 packs.
Boxes,
yeah.
Yeah.
It just looks insane.
I mean, that would be a pretty good score if you were some sort of Ocean's 11 style criminal team.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty good. It would probably be lower security than most of the Ocean's 11 style criminal teams' normal targets.
Like the Bellagio or whatever.
Yeah.
It's also in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, Ocean's 14...
Copyright. you got to be quick on it. You got to be quick about it. I've never attended that high level an event. The highest event I went to was a PTQ and there was 60 people there.
Yeah. I was... I'm planning... Don't quote me on this. I probably shouldn't even say it now that I'm not sure. But I'm hoping to make it to GP London in August. The standard GP.
Boo! If it was limited, I'd go.
Yeah.
Except I can't because I'll be on work placement.
Yeah. So I might be over there if anybody... Well, I'll leave it till a later date to actually confirm whether...
Basically, Oisin is 100% going to GP London. No. And if he doesn't go, you are entitled to blame him and send him...
come to my house.
Send him awful hate mail to number 8. It is number 8.
It is actually number 8. Now, all they have to do is send a letter to number 8 of every street in Ireland.
Republic of Ireland? No,
Dublin.
Dublin.
We've said we're from Dublin.
I was going to get a little more specific, but I probably shouldn't.
Don't say that,
yeah. So yeah, but I would like to attend more GPs and stuff. By more, I mean any.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's hard, man.
It's expensive as well.
I don't want to build a deck. So if they could host, like, a limited GP in a format that I enjoy in my bedroom, I might go.
So, in other words, you might play Magic Online.
But there you go. This is pretty much how I reached the conclusion that I only play Magic Online.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to Utrecht or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the experience is something.
Sure.
There's something to be said for meeting other people and...
What are you, crazy? Why?
Actually having a face.
All Magic Online has taught me that other people are awful.
People who aren't accountable for what they're doing are awful.
I'm playing it up. I'm a reasonably sociable person. Please don't think that
Dennis
I'm not.
hasn't left his house in years. This is the first time in years that Dennis has ventured outside.
That's true. I'm under house arrest for hate crime.
We won't talk about that. For photoshopping people without their permission, Dennis is under house arrest for cyberbullying.
We should talk about that. So some people have noticed and seem to quite like that I've started making thumbnails that feature Oisin's face, photoshopped into some sort of magic art.
Yeah, he's just been taking these pictures from my Facebook page without telling me he's doing it.
Like your friend said to you, "Hey, did you see the new thumbnail?" And you were like, "No, what are you talking about?"
Yeah, and I saw it, and it was me photoshopped onto Han Solo's face.
I've only done it twice. I did it once with Han Solo.
And you did it once on a boat.
It was your first maiden voyage with my Brago deck.
That's a loose pun.
So you're a guy on a boat, and then on the helm of the boat is Braga's head, as if it was like a mermaid.
Yeah, but you picked a picture where I've got a can in my hand. That seems really unsafe.
Listen, things get wacky in Commander, right? Deal with it. So
you never ever
drink and draft. Drink and draft. So from now on, I'm going to attempt to Photoshop Oisin into a card every week for our thumbnail. This week, I was kind enough to also put myself in it.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
We are Ethercast Night. I'm on the horse. You are the horse.
I am the horse.
If you guys want to Photoshop Oisin into stuff, just let me know and I'll post a bunch of pictures of him on Twitter and you can have at it.
Sure, you can probably find me on Facebook.
That's true.
I don't think anything's private.
No, that's true. Please. Photoshop Oisin contest. I've decided right now. Best Photoshop of Oisin gets a cookie. No, it'll cost money to send that to you. What do you want? Let me know what you want and then I'll give it to you.
More pictures to Photoshop.
You get one wish within a very specific parameters and then it's something...
I would take a personalised picture that you can Photoshop into whatever you want.
Oisin will make it his profile picture on Twitter. How's that?
I will make it my profile picture on Twitter. Yeah.
For all 12 of your followers.
I'll make it my profile picture on Facebook. I'll make it my profile picture on literally everything.
He'll print it out and wear it on his face.
Yeah.
So, please do that. Please send them to windmillslam@mtg@gmail.com or post them in the comments.
Like it.
No, please do.
This is mostly just Dennis.
This means quite a lot to me.
Like, I have nightmares about Photoshop now. Did you know that?
Little tiny scissors.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy, actually. So anyway... GP Vegas.
GP Vegas. That's this. All this to say, if you're out in GP Vegas, have a good time.
Yeah, I wish I could go. My good friend Ian Dixon is over there.
Mm-hmm.
pouring out from my homie.
Yeah.
He's not dead. He's just
No.
probably not going to do very well. Zing!
Oh!
So people might remember him from he did a draft on our channel with me a while ago. Hopefully he does pretty well. That'd be nice.
That'd be kind of cool.
A whole bunch of pros are there and stuff.
You'd imagine.
Kenji, New at the Nami, is commentating.
It's Modern Masters 2 sealed, which seems like an interesting format.
It's fun, yeah.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of practice pools with Ian on Skype and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I wish I could be there, like I said, but maybe someday.
I mean, Vegas is... Like, if we wanted to get to GP Vegas, it would cost us, what, $1,000 each?
Far more. Four nights accommodation in Las Vegas.
4 nights accommodation.
When 8,000 extra other people are there.
4 nights accommodation. Yeah, no, like, if this is like sleeping in a car.
I guess 8,000 is probably a drop in the bucket for Las Vegas. But I don't know where it is, actually. When I think of Las Vegas, I think of the Strip.
It's Nevada.
Yeah, I know where it's in Nevada. I don't know where the GP is.
You don't know where... I thought you didn't know where Las Vegas was.
No. In my head, Las Vegas is just the Strip and then the Mojave Desert in all directions. But it's not.
I did play that game.
Yeah, that's true. It was a good game. But presumably there's a whole bunch of suburbs. And, like, the Killers, the band, are from Las Vegas. I kind of doubt they're from,
The Strip.
The Strip. I kind of doubt they're from the Bellagio or whatever. But what did you do that was magic related this week?
This week?
This week specifically.
Oh, very little. God, I don't think I've done anything magic related except this. I mean, I filmed a video for MTG Academy on Tuesday.
That's true, actually, yeah.
What else did I do that was magic related? That's it. I haven't been playing a lot of Magic. I haven't been seeing most of my friends from college, and they're the people I play Magic with.
They don't like you anymore, that's fair.
That's probably it, yeah.
Because the photoshopped thumbnails.
Yeah, they saw me drinking on a boat, and they were like, this guy is so irresponsible, he's endangering the lives of dolphins everywhere, we can't be friends with him anymore.
But you made the something run in less than something parsecs. I can't remember the quote from Star Wars that Han Solo says.
Yeah.
You did that thing.
I shot first.
Yeah, you shot first. There you go. I, self-plug, wrote an article for GatheringMagic.com.
Oh, yeah?
About time management. The most fun of any Magic topic.
Did you, by any chance, write the article last minute?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. So I've written 2 now for Gathering Magic. I hope to write more. So if you want to go head over there and check that out, that'd be nice. I just wanted to completely shamelessly plug myself.
That's what this is for. Like, we keep telling them to go watch our videos.
Presumably these people mostly watch our videos anyway.
They could just have stumbled across the RSS feed. I
think it's time to head, because we're wrapping up soon, I think.
Are we?
Spoiler alert, this episode isn't actually filmed between rounds.
No, what happened was our first, between the first 2 rounds we had like a minute and a half to spare. And when we did the second 2 rounds we kind of forgot there was a podcast to do.
Yeah.
And then the third round ended very abruptly and we had time.
Yeah, so we decided to record it afterwards. So our time limit is based on the fact that I want to go home.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to our final segment.
Yeah.
I love my segments. What's this segment called, Oisin?
This segment is called Fuck Off, Dennis.
It's called In Response, Good Answer, where we answer a question from our audience. Yeah. So if you have a question for us for next week, leave it down in the comments. It can be related to whatever you want, not even necessarily Magic.
Yeah, no, you can ask us anything at all. And I have literally zero shame. I will tell you whatever you want to know about myself.
Really?
Absolutely.
Alright. This week's question comes from Forever Is Tomorrow on YouTube, and he says, how did we get introduced to Magic?
Okay, do you want to go first? Or
I think you should go first.
Okay, well, I was introduced to Magic long before Dennis was. I was introduced to Magic about 12 years ago now. Mm-hmm. Almost 12 years ago now, when I was 8 years old.
For those of you who want to do the math up there, Oisin is 17.
And Dennis can't count.
That's fair.
I was 8 years old, and basically my dad got into Magic in 1996, pretty much just as soon as it was a thing in Europe. Mm-hmm. And played for a little while. He was one of those monsters piloting the Necropotence decks in that summer. He played a few little tournaments. I don't think he was ever
too serious about it.
Too serious, but he was a decent player, quite big in the Irish scene. Gave it up quite abruptly, and there was just a pile of cards lying around. And one day he was like, "Hey, you want to play some Magic?" And taught me to play. And you know that thing like parents do when they're teaching their kids something, where they will teach them the basics and then start them off easy and let them win a couple times or something like that. No, he crushed me. He was like, these are the cards. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a dark ritual into a hypnotic spectre, and then I'm going to blow up all your lands and him to Turak you. So you've got no cards in your hand, no lands, and I'm going to just constantly hit you with this 2/2. And by the way, I can draw as many cards as I want by paying life. That was my introduction to Magic. And then from there, like I kind of learned. I play on and off with him most of my life, and then when I got to I guess I was in 5th year in school.
This is where I enter.
This is where Denis enters the picture.
So, will I tell my half first?
Yeah, you go ahead.
So, when I was young, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it was very popular among my friends when I was, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sure. And when I was about 16, 17, I suppose I was 18 at the time, a couple of guys in school were like, hey, let's bring in our old Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks for old time's sake. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to fish up my Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Let's do it. And we played Yu-Gi-Oh! Once at lunchtime. And the next day we came and we were going to do it again. And some guys had some Magic cards. And I was like, it's a fucking stupid nerd shit game.
There's no cartoon about that.
There's no cartoon about this. I can't send someone to the Shadow Realm in Magic. But so they were playing Magic. And then eventually they taught me to play Magic. And I bought a deck. It was from New for X. I started playing during Scars of Mirrodin. And I bought an intro pack and we played and stuff. The first deck I ever got was the Doom Inevitable deck, which had
the Proliferate deck, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that was awful, but whatever. So we played at lunchtime a little bit. And one day, this is the origin of Windmill Slam. If you want to know.
No, okay, so
nope.
to preface, no, I am going to preface this because, and you're going to edit this out now. Fuck you. Okay, no, work.
I was in the bathroom.
As was I.
And, well, hang on, I was in the bathroom first. I stood at the urinal. I held my penis in my hand, and I was urinating. When this rather tall...
Well, no, we knew each other.
No.
We knew each other from before. I
knew Oisin. We were in a play together. And
we were decent. We were, I wouldn't say we were best friends. We were good mates.
Yeah. This sort of menacing, sort of grim-faced skeleton of a man sidles up next to me.
I know, okay. I did not come up next to you while you were peeing.
Pulls out his penis.
That didn't happen.
Looks at me.
That's just not what happened.
Looks at my penis. back up at me. And says, hey, Denis. And I was like, please just take my wallet and leave me alone. And, no, I
really wish that was what happened.
He comes up to me and he says, hey Denis, this is in the bathroom as I was washing my hands. Yeah. You were like, hey, I hear there's Magic being played in the school.
Again, the voice wasn't that creepy.
Well, you did have your penis in your hand. And then I looked at him and I said, lunchroom. And I walked out.
It was very cryptic.
And then the next day, you came in with your Magic cards.
I did.
And we played. And then we started playing together occasionally.
We went to our first limited event together.
Yeah, you opened a Jace...
I opened a Jace Memory Adept, whichever the mill one was.
That is Memory Adept, yeah. And I was really upset about that. I haven't told you that. I was so upset about that, because I really wanted a Jace. I was an 18-year-old, technically man at that time. Yeah. That was personally hurt by the fact that you got a Jace and I didn't.
Yeah, and it was a sealed event, and I played the Jace and some other probably suboptimal cards, and won the event by just milling people out with a Jace.
Yeah,
it's great.
I didn't do so well, but I'm making up for it since then. Yeah. And then we play every once in a while, and when I was on placement in Cork by myself, decided to invest in Magic Online because I had shit all to do.
Yeah.
So that was during Gate Crash. Started playing Magic Online, and eventually I started Skyping Oisin in, sharing my screen with him, and we talk as we play Magic Online.
It was such a cool way to keep in touch.
Which you'll notice is basically all we do now.
Yep.
And that's essentially how Windmill started. I had a friend of mine who ran a website, and he was like, you guys should make videos for me. And I was like, alright. And that never happened, but we made the video anyway.
and just put them on YouTube, yeah.
And then we're here.
Yeah.
So that's how we got introduced to Magic. Let us know if you have any fun ways that you got introduced to Magic down in the comments below. If you have a question, please also put that down there.
I'm still just chuckling to myself about your...
Any fan art about that will automatically win the Photoshop contest.
Just visit windmill/tumblr.com.
I swear to God, if you make fan art of me and Oisin peeing in the bathroom, I'll send you a pack of Modern Masters on Magic Online. I'll do that.
Would you stop?
No, it's perfect. What do you want?
I feel like that's just really creepy.
It's perfect.
Okay.
Fan fiction also accepted.
Windmill/tumblr.com.
Listen, I have a proposal for you.
Okay.
If anyone out there writes Windmill Slam fan fiction and emails it to me before the next podcast,
I will read it on the podcast.
I will read it to you on the podcast. Would you want to read it out dramatically?
Like, we could do a dramatic reading
of the fan fiction.
Of the fan.
I will 100% do that.
I will actually do that. Yeah, no, I'm totally up for that.
Perfect. So that's your task for next week.
And ideally, the worse the fan fiction, the better. Like,
worse in terms of how bad it is or how graphic?
No, I want my immortal levels of poor writing.
That's fair.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to this fucking disaster. I've been Dennis.
We're just rambling away. It's great.
I've been Dennis.
I've been Oisin.
We ran for half an hour. Holy crap!
Yeah.
I'll edit it down. The podcast gets published. It's 4 minutes long.
Yeah. Straight to TV.
We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.